What's going on, everyone? I hope you all are staying cool and hydrated on this heat wave that we are experiencing. Hope you all staying safe. No, it's been a while since I really posted anything, but I figured now is as good as any time to jump on here and say how I feel. Uh, Disappointing last night that Mexico didn't beat England, but I gotta give my props to them. They came a long way. Um, just a couple days ago, we celebrated the 4th of July, our 250th year of existence as a country. And I don't know about you, but I wasn't really feeling very patriotic or in the spirit. I enjoyed having a cookout with my friends and family, my significant other. But as far as being proud of this nation, I can't say that I am or feeling it. And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, you're not a true American or you're not a true patriot. No, because for some of you who don't know, don't care, I had the privilege of going to school in Lexington from third grade through high school. So I heard all the stories, been to several reenactments, and I get why the Minutemen fought to be represented, be treated equally, to fight an oppressor. And I respect that. The true core principles of this country: life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. But that should apply to everyone, not just certain individuals based on their economic status, their race, their religion, their orientation, their connections. And that is what's happening right now. So, I mean, honestly, it's hard for me to feel patriotic for a nation whose anthem is rooted in racism. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, check out the third verse of our national anthem. It is deeply racist. It is hard to feel patriotic for a country that wants to whitewash our history and eliminate key figures simply based on their race. Black and brown people have made several contributions to this nation. Many of the things that we take for granted today, inventions, foods, culture, music, was introduced by immigrants, by Black people. But yet, we just want to wipe away critical race theory and DEI and all this other stuff and scapegoat Black and brown people. I have a hard time being patriotic when we say all men are created equal, but Black people only consider 3/5 of a person. We've locked away Asian people in internment camps, treated them like indentured servants. What we're doing to the immigrant community that are Latino or Hispanic is just ridiculous and despicable. We disrespect women, and many women are just seem like they're okay with it. I'm not. I have a hard time being part of a country or part of a nation or part of an administration that wants to do that. I have a hard time, excuse me, uh, you know, being patriotic when we have a nation that wants to deport Haitians and Somalians, but they want to welcome white South Africans. I don't get that. What makes one better than the other? Is it because of the money they're going to give you, or is it based really just on their race? Because they're not oppressed whatsoever. I have a hard time supporting a nation that allows billionaires to get richer. Meanwhile, everyday common Joe is struggling to put food on the table and I keep a roof over their head. There are children starving. But yet you claim to be pro life, but it only seems like you care when the child is in the mother's womb. Once they're in society, you don't give a damn about them. So I'm sorry if I have a problem with that. I have a problem being patriotic for a society who wants to scapegoat the LGBTQ community, but turns a blind eye to sexual offenders and pedophiles, including the one that's in office right now. I have a hard time with that. I have a hard time with a convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, being our commander in chief. A man that says he wasn't going to start any new wars, but bombed several countries and got into a pointless war with Iran. I mean, I'm sorry, but I can't shoot fireworks or wave a flag and support that. I have a hard time being patriotic when we are trying to destroy birthright citizenship, except, when they're on the U.S. men's soccer team. Our best player is a product of birthright citizenship. Many of our players have immigrant parents who came to this country. And that is what America is all about. It's a melting pot. It's an opportunity to make something of yourself. The quote unquote, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. The people on the Mayflower, European colonizers came here to try and escape persecution and make a better way for their families. Why is it okay for them? But heaven forbid, if you're black or brown or speak Spanish, then you need to do it the right way, or go back to where you came from. Like, I just have a hard time with that. Like, it doesn't sit well with me. I especially had a hard time being patriotic on that day when you saw these freaking white national supremacists marching down the streets of DC, waving white supremacist flags, spewing nonsense, hiding behind masks. Because, I mean, that has no place in any society, but especially in the United States of America. You're just sowing division, spewing hatred for no reason whatsoever. Why? Because you're afraid you're going to become a minority? Because we're quote unquote taking over everything? We're just trying to coexist with you and make a best way for ourselves and our families, just like you are. But somehow it's wrong for us. I just don't get it. I have a problem being patriotic for a country that is so focused on the Second Amendment but trashes the First. A nation that tries to force its views, its religion, its ideas down your throat. But the moment that you speak up against it, they try to silence you. They say that you're not an American, that you're Antifa, which is not a real organization. It just makes no sense to me whatsoever. I have a problem being patriotic for a country that tries to take away voting rights from its citizens. You want to hold on to power so bad that you make it harder for people to voice their given right. And people fought and died for that right so we could voice our opinions at the ballot box. And then you stack the courts to basically take away civil rights. And what's next? You won't stop until you and your billionaire friends can pretty much just rule over us with an iron fist. And there's no place for that in the United States. The Minutemen fought against that. I think it's ironic that the United States fought an oppressor for freedom to turn around and become the oppressor. We have killed and slaughtered Native Americans. We enslaved Black people. We treated the Irish and the Italians like second-class citizens. We freaking exploited the Chinese when they were building the railroads. Put Japanese people in internment camps. Treated women like they were mainly here just to serve us. And we're doing the same thing to Muslim people, to Spanish people, to anyone who speaks out against this administration. You become an enemy of the state. And I just don't understand it. I was always taught to hold myself accountable and other people accountable. And this is what this nation needs to do. This administration needs to be held accountable. A bunch of mediocre white people who are threatened by outspoken, intelligent minorities because they're afraid they're going to lose power, because they're trying to squeeze every dollar they can and enrich them for themselves, their friends, their supporters, but they don't give a damn about us. They certainly don't care about the Constitution, and they definitely don't care about this country. And that can't be any more self-evident. But you need to stop turning a blind eye to this and just accepting it as it is what it is. What can I do about it? I'm just one person. If you truly, truly love this country, then you will fight back. Either protest, register people, do a podcast, go to a town meeting, something, get involved. But sitting on your hands and doing nothing is not patriotic. That is not what the people of Lexington fought for. That is not what the civil rights movement was about. That's what the women's movement was about. People risk their lives so we could have freedom. And you sit around and drive a pickup truck or own a gun or wave a flag and call yourself patriotic. That's not patriotic. You're just putting on a good act, a good show. If you truly are about something, if you truly are a patriot, then fight for what you believe in and fight for what is right. Well, I'll get off my soapbox. This is just me, just being honest. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Have a good one.